Well, my 7th graders, I know that you guys are probably looking forward to this video a little bit more than the other videos because it's not only on graphing linear inequalities, but I actually told you guys that we were actually going to solve some of the problems from your homework. This is problem number 5 on the top of the homework that's due on Thursday, February the 15th. And this is number 5 on the bottom of the same homework that's also due on Thursday, February the 15th. So both of these homeworks, okay, are actually on the same sheet. And we have number 5 from the top and number 5 from the bottom. And both of these homeworks are due on Thursday, February the 15th. So these are linear inequalities. But the topic really isn't that much different than when we were solving equations. We still have to isolate a variable. We still have to go ahead and balance. But we're going to be balancing inequalities instead of equations. So all the steps in terms of inverse operations, all these terms are still the same of what we were doing before. So let's take a look at number 5 at the top here. We're trying to get this inequality so that we can isolate this variable d. So what we want to do is we want to actually go ahead and take this inequality and somehow isolate the variable. Well, if we were isolating the variable properly, we'd probably do the inverse operation of adding 8. We'd subtract 8. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 8. And this is going to go ahead and give us a new inequality that says negative 7 times d, all right, because this 8 take away 8 would cancel away to 0, is going to be greater than 21. Well, at this point, what we'd want to do here is we'd actually want to go ahead and isolate this variable so that this variable right here is not only negative 7d, but it's 1d. So what we would do is we'd actually go ahead and we'd take this and we'd divide it. So we're going to take this inequality and divide this by negative 7. See, because negative 7d divided by negative 7, this is actually going to give us 1d. So I'm going to put my d right here. This is the variable that I wanted isolated here. Now, when I balance the inequality, I have to divide 21 by negative 7 as well. Now, this begins our special property for graphing linear inequalities. Whenever you divide by a negative on both sides of the inequality, whenever you multiply by a negative on both sides of the inequality, this inequality actually reverses its direction. So this inequality is actually going to reverse so that the inequality is now saying that the right side is now going to be greater. See, before the inequality was saying that the left side is greater than 29. But whenever you divide by a negative number on both sides, this inequality switches directions. So now we're going to go ahead and get that d is less than 3. So if we had to graph this, if we're going to graph this properly, we're going to go ahead and take this inequality and say, okay, if d is any number less than negative 3, now we have to think about this. Is it right here going to be negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? Are these numbers less than negative 3? Because see, this is d is any number less than negative 3. The reason why I know that is because the open mouth of this inequality is facing towards the negative 3. This negative 3 must be larger. Well, then numbers that are less would not be on the right side. So what I need to shade in is I need to shade in all these numbers on the left of negative 3. These are the numbers that are less than negative 3. And so this is how you would answer problem number 5 at the top of your homework due on Thursday, February the 15th. You would get this inequality here, and it, in a sentence, means that d is any number less than negative 3. Now, because this inequality does not have an equal sign underneath it, this is going to stay an open circle. This is going to be an open circle there. This open circle is not colored in. If there was an equal sign underneath it, like if it had a part of an equal sign, I would need to color in this circle. But since there's no equal sign, with this inequality here, I leave that circle on top of -3 open. I do not color it in. Well, this is problem number 5 right here. I want you guys to pause the video, and I want you guys to think, if I had this problem, how would I go ahead and graph it on the number line? Pause the video right now and see if you guys can answer problem number 5 on your homework due on Thursday, February the 15th, and then unpause it and then check with me. Let's do that right now. Press pause. Okay guys, welcome back. So, I know that you guys paused the video, and I know you try to answer number 5 on your own, and then you're going to check your answer with me right now. So in order to isolate this variable, what I would do is I would add 4 to the negative or the -4. This would give me 0, and I would get the quantity r. Now I'd balance the inequality by adding 4 to 1. This is going to give me that r is going to be less than 5. And this inequality, I'm going to put it right here. R is less than 5. This would be my inequality right there. Now, because this inequality doesn't have an equal sign underneath it, hopefully you put an open circle on top of the number 5. This open circle is not to be colored in. See, because this means that r is any number less than 5. Well, if r is any number less than 5, it could be 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, or any of these negative numbers. And I shade this in all the way up until the arrow tip. Well, these are 2 of your problems that are due on Thursday, and hopefully this homework is going to help you out a little bit. I'll see you guys later when you guys come to class tomorrow. Bye.